Hi, welcome to the Xbox GamesCom 2021 stream. We're about 12 minutes out here. They're playing some flight sim, flying over Europe. I kind of hope they do this for every future stream. I think it's pretty genius to just fly over the city where the conference is happening. Why not? Why not? As long as you don't crash. Also, it's a new update, German airports. Well, that's just great marketing. That's just great marketing. Anyways, Xbox has kind of been out there talking about the fact that we're not going to see any big announcements or reveals from this stream. They said it'll mostly be for like updates, I guess, essentially. I kind of wonder if we're going to get a Halo release date out of this. There's not really another big industry event between now and the rest of the year. There's, of course, the Game Awards, but that's in like December. And I would expect Halo's going to be out by then if it doesn't get delayed. So maybe we'll get a, release date here. Could be. Couldn't be. They might wait. Here's the big thing. Does Call of Duty have a release date yet? Because if it does, then they can probably lock in the Halo release date. It does? 5th of November? If this comes out the same week, if Halo comes out the same week as Final Fantasy Endwalker on the 23rd or the 19th, we're just going to have a conversation with Phil about that. Or, maybe I just don't play it because co-op won't be in it. Who's to say? Who's to say? Yeah, I don't know what else to expect from this, though. If there's no new game announcements, are we going to get like a Skyrim fishing tutorial? Here's how you fish in Skyrim. You press the A button to cast your rod, and then you reel with the right trigger. Innovation at its finest. Innovation at its finest, you know? This just makes me want to play Flight Sim. These sons of bitches. I wonder how much Game Pass stuff we get here as well. Probably not much. It'll probably just get... they'll talk about how many people they've got using Game Pass and how great of a program it is. And that's probably about that. And then everything that they're talking about will probably come to Game Pass at some form. Still using Game Pass. I've been playing Dragon Quest Builders 2 on Game Pass. And it's great. It's fantastic. I really enjoy it. I think it's a great thing. How long is the Xbox show? Says Fear in the chat. I don't know. For some reason, I have it in my brain that this is going to last 2 hours. But I don't think that's correct. They're saying 90 minutes. Wow, that's okay. 90 minutes is a long time. It's a long time for sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah, here. Wait, hold on. What was the parameters of that ordeal? Dark Arrows. Do you remember? Because I don't. Oh.
Hello, everyone. It's my great pleasure to welcome you to our
You're early.
2021 Xbox at Gamescom stream. I can't believe it's been 2 years since we were together in person in Germany.
Dark Arrows, remind me
and
after
in fact,
this.
It's been 6 years since we hosted our first ever fan fest.
And we'll take care of it.
1,000 Xbox fans on a giant boat on the Rhine River right there in Cologne, Germany. I have so many wonderful
Does
memories
Cologne,
from
Germany
back in
just smell
2015
nice,
with
chat?
our fans and all the fan fest events that have happened every year since then. I even remember it was raining and that first fan fest, fans were waiting in the rain.
It doesn't?
They were still so excited
Well, that's
just to come
false
in
advertising.
and be part of the event. And Phil Spencer, Major Nelson, and others for the team were there greeting them as they were waiting. I made so many friends from that event. Even to this day, I stay connected with fans around the world that I've met at FanFest. And on behalf of all of us at Team Xbox,
Smells
we
more
truly
like
treasure these
Poland,
memories,
Germany.
and we miss
Yikes.
being there in person. That's a highlight of the year for us, is to get out and be with our fans.
And that's a really
in
cool
person.
stage.
We know
Look at that
fans
stage,
in
chat.
Germany, across Europe, and from around the world would travel to be
I should
there
get a
with us at
stage like that.
GamesCom. And we will be back with you in the future. But we still want to take a moment to celebrate the Xbox gaming
How much you think that
community
stage
and
costs?
the games that continue to
$2?
connect us.
Chat,
When
can we
you
get
meet
some
people
gifted
face to
subs
face and you
so I
hear
can get
their
a stage?
real stories, you begin to understand the power of
Any
social
primers?
connection that only gaming can unlock. This year, I'll miss hosting that lunch we did with fans every year at GamesCom, or the impromptu meets and
Yes,
greets
my
we would
favorite
do,
Xbox
at
character,
GamesCom with our
Link
studio teams
from The
going out for
Legend of
coffee
Zelda.
and answering all the questions that our fans had. But I also love how our FanFest community has grown globally.
Okay, you guys weren't supposed
And
to actually
hearing
gift
stories of
subs
fans
or
that are
primes.
sharing swag from events,
That was
or
a
looking out
joke.
for each other, especially
Jesus.
during difficult times. That really warms my heart. I love the family feeling that our gaming community fosters.
Marmadoc,
And
thanks
given
for
the
that.
state of the world today,
Keto, thanks for that
so
prime.
many people, gaming is now
Dirty
the primary
McNasty
way
for the
that
prime,
many of us
FCS
stay
gamer.
connected.
Appreciate that.
It is our primary social way to connect with our friends, no matter where they are. And that's why I'm excited.
How many subs
to
you need for that
highlight
video wall?
especially our German and European community today, and celebrate the connections we formed with them through Xbox. Because whether you're there in person or not,
Probably
we're
about
still connected through our
100,000.
memories and our passion for games. On behalf of everyone
Wolf Trove's talking
at
about
Team
Killer.
Xbox,
Mystery Gabe.
to all of the Gamescom gaming community and fans, thank you for the memories. Thank you for joining us here at 2021 Xbox Gamescom stream.
You got through it. One take.
Die Gamescom bedeutet mir unglaublich viel. Sie ist mehr als nur ein Sommerurlaub, mehr als nur ein Ausflug. Es ist der
Okay,
Ort,
you guys gotta
an
stop
dem
here.
alle Gamer
You're not even
zusammenkommen,
getting
ihre
mounts for
Passion
this.
auszuleben.
Ich liebe an der Gamescom, dass ich dort die Möglichkeit habe, mich mit anderen Community-Members zu treffen, die ich vielleicht nur von den sozialen Netzwerken kenne.
It's Thorson.
Aber
This
natürlich
guy's
auch Freundschaften zu pflegen, die sich über
banned
die Jahre
in,
aufgebaut haben und man
Germany.
auch nur relativ wenig Gelegenheit, sich auf einer
I think.
persönlichen Basis zu treffen. Ich freue mich immer sehr, wenn neue
it's very
Spiele
good,
vorgestellt
Danny.
werden und dass
Psychonauts
man
2 is
natürlich
very
neue
good.
Produkte zu sehen bekommt. Und die vielen Merchandising-Stände komplettieren dann das ganze Gesamtbild.
Barry and Caltrax, thanks for those gifted.
Community. Ganz einfach, weil bei meiner ersten Gamescom
Is he in a-
2014 habe ich so meine eigene Community so ein bisschen gefunden. Genau, weil ich eben herausgefunden habe, dass es Leute gibt, die genauso verrückt sind wie ich und auch in ihrer
Looks like a
Kostüme
Play-Doh
bauen,
Master
aus
Chief
Spielen
helmet.
und aus Filmen und allem möglichen. Ja, und da habe ich einfach einige meiner besten
I think he's got an
Freunde
Artorias
tatsächlich
cosplay up there as
kennengelernt, die
well.
ich immer noch sehr wertschätze.
Hallo, mein Name ist Paulina. Ich cosplaye eine Odyssey aus Halo und ich liebe die Gamescom, weil ich sehr viel Zeit mit meinen Freunden da verbringen
That's a
kann.
pretty sick cosplay
weil ich
as well.
beim Xbox-Stand sehr viel Zeit verbringe und es liebe, mit den Menschen zu interagieren, die die gleichen Gaming-Interessen haben wie ich. Mein Lieblingsmoment war auf der Gamescom 2018, als wir mit unserer Halo-Gruppe auf der Bühne standen und einfach zusammen die Fans anschauen konnten. Und ich hoffe, dass wir das nochmal machen können.
Yeah, hers is
Mein Name
definitely
ist Daniel
better.
Heidhorn, Gamertech Schnittgemüse. Und was ich an der Gamescom so toll finde und liebe, ist, dass sie wirklich zentral in Deutschland, in Köln liegt und dass sie alles verbindet, was Gaming ausmacht.
Look at all those pins behind him.
Videospiele, Cosplay, Streaming, das direkte Aufeinandertreffen der Entwickler mit den Fans.
Theodore
die auf Rede und
says,
Antwort
is he
stehen.
hanging
All
from
das
that
macht
board?
diese Gamescom wirklich einzigartig.
Die schönsten Erinnerungen für mich an die Gamescom sind auf jeden Fall die Xbox-Events. Alleine das Xbox Fanfest
Kinda
oder das
looks
Xbox
like
Open Doors
it.
Event, wo ich wahnsinnig viel Spaß hatte, wahnsinnig coole Leute kennengelernt habe. Und ich hoffe, dass ich das in den nächsten Jahren mal wieder erleben kann, weil es fehlt mir wirklich sehr und ich habe da voll Bock drauf.
Hey Leute, was die Gamescom für mich bedeutet, wollt ihr wissen?
This guy's
also
a
ich muss
streamer.
sagen, die Gamescom
100%.
ist für mich schon immer
This guy
eine
does-
riesige
he makes
Gaming-Community
content.
gewesen, wo auch die Xbox-Fans als große Familie zusammenkommen, sich in die Arme nehmen, Freundschaften schließen und einfach gemeinsam Videospiele aus der ganzen Welt feiern.
Die Gamescom bedeutet für mich auf jeden Fall, so eine Art Familientreffen.
Oh,
Es sind
that's
einfach so
awesome.
viele gleichgesinnte Leute da,
Look at that sick
die alle
rig he's
Bock
got.
auf neue Games haben, generell ja, dem Gaming unterliegen sind quasi. Und dass man die ganzen Leute trifft, die Spiele betesten kann.
Is Xbox
Die
big in
Community,
Germany?
die man eventuell so kennt.
Sure, yeah. I
Ein
mean, I
Riesentreffen
think you'll
von
find
Gleichgesinnten,
Xbox
die
fans everywhere.
alle Bock auf das Gleiche haben. Das ist für mich Gamescom.
Hey.
He's in a
Roberta.
wheelchair, guys. His name
Die
was
Gamescom ist persönlich
Wheelie.
für mich ein Event, auf das ich mich jedes Jahr freue. Ich war 2012 das erste Mal da und was soll ich sagen? Ich bin seitdem ein Dauergast geworden. Ich nehme jedes Jahr Urlaub, weil es einfach megamäßig Spaß macht, dahin zu fahren. Ob mit Freunden oder mit Bekannten oder generell neue Leute, die du da kennenlernst. Es macht mega Spaß, es ist immer ein Erlebnis.
Hey troopers, it's Gray from the 4th European, and I'm here to tell you why I love Gamescom.
Leave it
But
to
if
the
you're into
fucking
newest
American
tech,
to make things
like
shit.
brand new Xbox, or the upcoming video game releases like the new Halo, or if you're out just to have some fun and cosplay like me.
Give me back the
You're bound to
Germans.
find
They're more
anything and
efficient with
everything
their
that you love
time.
and want to do, all under one roof. So go check it out. See you there.
Die Gamescom bedeutet für mich persönlich extrem viel. Es ist nicht nur ein Urlaub, es ist
Did he say
jedes
it gives
Mal
them an
ein
extreme
Riesenabenteuer.
fever?
Jeder einzelne Messetag ist speziell und man weiß nie, was passiert. Ich habe so viele
That guy
lustige
has
und
an
tolle Dinge
Xbox
erlebt
logo
und
on
möchte
his
keine
wall.
Sekunde davon
He's a
missen.
mega
Was war die
Xbox
schönste
fan.
Erinnerung an die Gamescom, als ich mit meinem
This guy's from
Rollstuhlfahrer Onkel,
Alabama,
der ist ja schon
Germany.
über 60, den habe ich mitgenommen und der war ganz begeistert von dem Xbox-Stand. Alles war ebenerdig. Die
So small town.
Anspielstationen waren breit genug für einen Rollstuhl. Das Team vor Ort war klasse. Die waren total aufmerksam. Echt super geil.
Hi, ich bin Nicole, alias Niki Zazik, und es gibt jede Menge Gründe, warum ich Gamescom liebe.
Pretty
Es
good
fängt mit den
cosplay.
Games an, geht über Merch, Loot, übers Cosplay und hinaus zu meinen Freunden. Gamescom ist für mich das Event im Jahr, wo ich die meisten meiner, vor allem Halo-Cosplayer
The fuck is
Freunde
Knuckles
wiedertreffen kann.
doing there,
Sie ist
though?
mittlerweile
You know?
eine doch große Familie und ich freue mich jedes Mal darauf, sie wiederzusehen.
That was very short and succinct. Here we go. I hope everyone's 18 plus in the chat. Please leave the stream if you're not. I think XQC just opened up the kitty part. That's a real plane, by the way, in case you guys didn't know. Who's first?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Gamescom.
I was gonna say, who's the first person we
2021
see, but
Xbox stream.
We've got so
Can't say
many
that.
great game updates to share with you today. We're talking Age of Empires 4, Psychonauts 2, and my personal favorite, Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Wait, what?
Later on,
Why was
we'll
there
take an
a person
extended
on a
look
horse?
at Forza Horizon 5. There's so much going into this, and Playground Games' vision of Mexico is muy, muy bonito.
And we'll be getting our first look at the cover car for the game, Paris. I got $5 on it being one of those electric scooters that you see piled up on the sidewalk.
Will Kate win $5? I guess we're about to find out.
Yes, indeed. Our Xbox Plays team will also chat with devs and deep dive into current and upcoming games all week.
Well, they're
on
doing daily
twitch.tv
streams.
/Xbox.
Let's get started with Techland and their
Is this
upcoming zombie
Max,
parkour sequel, Dying Light 2: Stay
yeah?
Human.
Hello.
I
am
keep
Timo
forgetting this is a
Svetkawa,
video
Dying Light
game.
2 lead game designer, and this is David Lubryka, animation director. Hi. We can't wait until December 7th to finally give you Dying Light 2 Stay Human, the game we have been working on really hard for the last few years.
We're hoping the gameplay video you're about to watch will give you a foretaste
You know, if he
of
shaved
parkour
his
and combat
beard, that'd be
systems
kinda
waiting
like-
for you in the game.
And we are just about to
Little
enter the
Sacriel
city,
lookalike.
fighting our way through its brutal and dangerous streets.
What's the deal with the
Though,
fan?
as you will see in a moment, there are plenty of things you can use to your advantage. So watch closely.
Why is the camera
look
getting
for
closer?
special combat and parkour moves, and check out how with just a bit of creativity you can combine the two. Ready? Let's go.
Sometimes
going.
I wonder what this city looked like before all this. Probably like many others. People had their ambitions, plans, lives. Now it's all gone. The virus started it, but it was the people who made the world the way it is. This city, Villador, They tell me they had a vision.
You know, I'm not one to do this, but I'm about to do this.
One vision broke into many different ones.
I feel like he's trying, like, I feel like they've told the voice director told the voice
Instead of fighting together,
actor
against each other.
Be like Troy Baker.
Broke out.
Was it a little bird with a broken leg?
Hope died.
Troy Baker is a character now.
Now the city is falling.
That's not Troy. No. I forgot what his name is, but he was in some of the future streams. Or, sorry, the earlier streams. The fuck? Guys, I'm not from the future, I promise.
Not yet.
Oh, God. Delete the VOD.
I need the secrets the city holds.
Oh, fuck. Hey! Still some rats here.
I have to pick a side.
The bazaar needs good people.
You're doing great so far.
I have to make a difference.
Let's check and see.
I've got that same outfit.
They say that great change is a series of small gestures. How about this series?
Is that like a brake pad or something? Axe? He just jumped like 10 feet in the air.
Is all hope really gone? We'll see about that.
Well, that was an exciting trip, wasn't it, Timon? Did you notice those bandits in medieval-like armor passing by skyscrapers, banks, and large billboards? That's what we call a modern Dark Ages.
And it's a very unique design, one very important for the plot of Dying Light 2. But there's another thing that stood out to me, all those parkour moves that you and your team has
Was the
put
video
so much
bitrate
effort
bad?
into.
Yeah,
Well,
let's see.
all you need is a few thousand of animations, cooperation with professional tracers, mock-up sessions, and invaluable help
Looks
from
like it's
David Bell,
5,000.
whose face and moves player will see
So
in
it's
the
a
game
little
later.
low.
No, yes, right. And we've got twice the number of parkour moves compared to the first game, and we are showing some of them in this trailer. The vault kicks being the most important to me personally. It brings a whole new fighting style into the game.
The first game of the
players can
series is actually
stagger
banned in
an enemy
Germany?
and use
Really?
them to perform further attacks, for example, by rebounding from their bodies, jumping off them onto other foes, and so on.
I think we captured the movement really well and made it quite simple for the players to perform. I can't wait for them to try it out and tell for themselves how much they loved it.
It's definitely going to be useful. The city's buildings are higher than anything we have done before, improving its verticality. Players will need to find a way to reach those tall skyscrapers and other challenging spots too.
Then it's good we scattered some helpers around, like a paraglider, which can support players in both parkouring and combat.
Exactly, and it's gonna do great, especially in fights against humans, which are more frequent and important than in Dying Light 1. It's been over 20 years since the events from the first game, so people adjusted. They are much bolder now, at least during the day.
And they are more vicious too.
And I think that's a great summary of this discussion. Pre-order Dying Light 2 and explore its vast, complex world on December 7th.
Dying Light does nothing
Thanks,
for
David.
me.
Thank you.
Chat, I played the first one very little, and I'm not that excited for the second.
For the first time in the storied history of the franchise, Microsoft Flight Simulator launched on a home console with the release on Xbox Series X and S last month. Reviewers and gamers alike were blown away by how well the stunning visuals and the depth of the simulation translated to the console, and that's why I'm extremely honored to welcome the head of Microsoft Flight Simulator, York.
I'm
Newman,
excited
to
to welcome
York, thank you for being here.
a plane.
The last time we met was at the Xbox Game Showcase, and it was getting
He's
ready to
also
come
a
out
human.
on consoles. How did that go?
It went great. As you said, the reaction to the Xbox console launch was really just amazing.
Well, he's got like a
both from
flight
Xbox
suit
gamers
dev
and from the
team
press. They've
jacket.
been
That's pretty
so
sick.
gracious with their feedback. I don't know if you know, but Flight Simulator is one of the highest rated games on Xbox this year, which I think is
Wow.
just great validation that the translation of the simulation to the console has really worked well. Our usage numbers are through the roof. We are absolutely shattering franchise records, and I can tell you there have never been more people playing Flight Simulator than right now. So it's an awesome time.
That is awesome. Congratulations on the launch, really. But
oh, God damn it, Paris.
All right.
I want to go to the danger zone. So what's going on with Top Gun?
There's so much going on, Paris.
That's a goof
so you
from
and I talked
E3
about
chat.
Top Gun Maverick earlier. The fans are super excited. They saw
And
the
it's
FAA
really
team. They
good.
can't wait to
Shame
start
on you,
flying.
chat. Just type
and,
easy.
As you know, it comes out later this year as free DLC.
Hit me with an
alongside the
easy in
movie.
chat.
But as the movie is still under wraps, so are we. So I can still not tell you that much about it. But there's so much else
You
going on.
can't say
even
there's gonna be
before
a fighter
Maverick. So, we are continuing to do our monthly big releases that we've been doing for a long time. And next month, on September 7th, we are launching World Update 6. And this world update, I mean, at the beginning of
What
the
if
show,
Paris
if
is
you remember,
just
there was
asleep?
a little red
Oh,
plane
he
flying
nodded his head,
alone.
shit.
Well, we did that because World Update 6 updates that region, the region of GamesCom. So Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. And what that means to us is we have new aerial and satellite images. We have a new elevation map that helps us with the mountains. So the Alps actually look awesome now. We have new 3D cities like Frankfurt and Wuppertal in Germany. We have Basel in Switzerland. We have Vienna
Is
and
that a
Graz in
hotel?
Austria.
What the hell is that?
And
Whoa,
those cities
I wanna
look
go
just
there.
amazing. They have like 7 centimeters resolution, and it's awesome. But we want to celebrate the entire region, so we picked 100 of the most scenic places, the
Poggy's
most famous
chat.
landmarks, and we call those POIs. And we sort of spread them throughout the simulation. And we also added airports. We did Lübeck and Stuttgart in Germany, and Klagenfurt in Austria, and St. Gallen in Switzerland. And
those are words.
And what it ties it all together is missions. We're having new discovery flights. We have new landing challenges, and we have new sort of tours of the country. So they fly you around all the
It's a museum and
awesome-looking
concert hall in
places and
Hamburg?
Really celebrate
Oh,
the beauty
okay.
of this region of Earth. And this is a celebration of DACH, of Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. I'm so happy to be able to announce the date here at Gamescom.
You know, that is really incredible, all the different regions and everything that you're going to have in the game, and the way that you're going to be able to actually highlight those.
Yeah, I think it's really cool.
That was
but,
so
you know, for us,
dramatic.
it's actually
Holy
not
shit,
just
I
the
thought-
region and the visuals.
I thought we were getting another joke.
We talked a lot when you study aviation, when you love aviation like we do. You actually realize that a lot of regions of Earth have a very special relationship with flying, with aviation. Sometimes it's, you know, the first experiments with aircraft, or a famous pilot, or a feat of aviation, or like a local manufacturer. So we thought to ourselves, why do we not use these world updates to celebrate the planes? So we are announcing a new series. We call them Local Legends. And think about that as planes that are locally well known, like in that region, but outside in the world, not so much. But why not use the world updates to highlight this, to bring
What's
these
the most
awesome machines
famous
to a worldwide
airplane
audience? So for World
in the
Update
US?
6, we picked a German plane from the 1930s. It's called Junkers U-52. In Germany, it's actually lovingly
747?
named Tante U, so Aunt U.
I would think it'd
And
be like
we
an
think of us
F-16.
as sort of a digital preservation. So
Blackbird.
we really want to get these planes to an extreme
Or
level
the
of detail.
Millennium
We're going
Falcon.
out of our way to really go.
Could you
deep.
imagine if they
So
put
we're doing
the
a full
if they did a
scan. We
Star
take
Wars
full
deal with
scans of the
Microsoft
outside
Flight
and the
Sim?
inside, as
Now
detailed
that we
as
got
1 millimeter,
Pirates
which is
of
as
the
good
Caribbean
as you
and
can,
Sea of
as you can
Thieves.
do this. And then we're working
That'd be
with
fucking
for the Junkers,
incredible.
We work with Bernd Junkers, who is the grandson of the original creator of the plane.
I'm gonna
Hugo
message
Junkers.
Phil.
And he's helping us. He had a ton of insight and materials.
Bro,
Then we worked with an
Phil, listen to
organization
me.
that is
All right,
preserving
big
one
brain
of the
idea.
last surviving examples
We
of
need
the
an
Junkers.
X-wing,
So
a
they let us
Y-wing,
scan
fucking
and take
A-wing.
photographs. And
B-wings
then we
are
were
also
lucky
trash.
to find a pilot that actually
The
flew
Millennium
one of
Falcon.
those planes while it was still flying in the real world.
And the Death Star.
He lets us know, like,
I
is the
wanna-
cockpit
I wanna
right,
fly
and the
those over
sounds
New
right,
York.
Does it feel right in the air? So we're having a blast working with these experts to really bring these, to celebrate this plane, to bring them back to life.
So this is
Oh, and a
almost like
TIE
you're
fighter,
creating
sure,
like
yeah.
a digital museum for aviation inside Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically that.
I'll
It's
do
a
the
museum
music
with
for it.
flyable planes. So we're working with
I'll just go.
40 museums around the world. And it's
Just
honestly
that,
one of the
nonstop.
funnest parts of the job. You end up working with these curators of planes. These are their babies. And they sort of see the tooth of time in the real world sort of nagging on their remaining planes. And they're so happy when we come in with our scanning
JP's a basic
equipment,
bitch Star
and
Wars
we're basically
pilot?
capturing their planes.
What are you
and they
talking
know
about?
that
I
we
just
can
said I don't
visually
fly
preserve them
B-wings.
in perpetuity. And we're actually giving those scans back to the museum so they can do something with it. And it's a great collaboration. And we're actually not just looking back in the history of aviation, we're also looking towards the future. So I have another announcement. We are working with a fascinating German company called Volocopter.
Yeah.
And they're making an eVTOL air taxi for urban traffic. So
What
they
the
have a
fuck?
vision of the future, how these drone
That's
type
just a giant
machines
drone.
basically connect people in large cities. We're working directly with the engineering team to make sure that we are capturing their plane
I
or their
wouldn't
aircraft
fly on that.
perfectly in the flight simulator, and that's coming out in November.
I mean, you weren't kidding when you're saying that there's a lot going on inside of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Is there anything else you want to share?
Yeah, there's one more thing.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to announce that we've partnered with RARA. That's the Reno Air Racing Association. And every year they put on something called the Steel National Championship Air Race. And we're bringing this to Flight Simulator. So this is the fastest motorsport. This is right down your alley. It's the fastest motorsport on Earth. And I actually brought you a little trailer to look at.
So race, speed. We go into the danger zone, baby. Let's go ahead and show that.
The fuck was that pop? What the hell? Does the other guy go? What was that? He gets excited. He lets. That's how Germans convey when they're excited, chat. Little lesser known secret. Wait, what? Okay. Just got real ominous.
You know I like going fast, and you know I love being in the danger zone. When is this coming out?
Man, these planes, they fly 500 miles, faster than 500 miles an hour, 50 to 250 feet above the ground.
Damn.
So you are definitely going to be in the danger zone. I mean, without going into too much detail, this
Is the
Reno Air
danger
Race is
zone
actually the largest
copyrighted?
expansion we have since we launched on Flight Simulator. It's not just because we scanned all the famous race planes of the world. There's lots of them.
Is that
this
trademark?
is also the first time when you can basically race against your
The
friends
song
and pilots
is? Well, yeah, the
across the
song
planet.
is, yeah.
And so a competitive multiplayer
But can, like,
is coming
only
to
Tom-
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
does the
and
Scientology
that would definitely
police
test
show
your
up?
pilot skills. And you ask, when is it coming
If you
out?
say it without Tom
this is coming
Cruise's
out this fall, so it's right around the corner.
approval?
Oh, that is fantastic. And you know I have the need for speed, so I can't wait to get my hands on this and participate in some of these air races.
Awesome, man. We got you covered.
All right, thank you. If going fast on the ground is more your speed, keep an eye out for an extended look at Forza Horizon 5 later on in the stream. We'll also talk with Wasteland 3's game director about the game's next big DLC. But first, if you're an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, we have some great news for you.
Every game is on game. Oh.
Here I come!
Shit ton more games on Game Pass.
Build a weapon, one that blows the world away. Build a rocket that'll come and take away.
Get it? Because you're building a rocket. That was aptly timed.
Gonna come back. I am
And the song DMCA-able? Probably.
day.
I hope I can be restreaming this.
Turn us into new.
I've heard that Dodgeball Academy game is very, very, very good. Maybe we'll delete this VOD. I don't want to play a game called Unpacking. I don't even unpack my... What? I still have boxes and I moved here 5 years ago. That's kind of cool. Did you just rip her arm off?
Yep, somehow they did it. They added even more games to Game Pass. But let's talk about what's coming up. We're talking Age of Empires 4 with the game's creative director, and we're going to see what's next for Sea of Thieves. But now, we've got a new roguelike retro shooter that, in grand retro fashion, sends you plundering through shifting dungeons to defeat a mysterious eldritch terror. Let's dive into the pit.
I don't think we've seen this. I need to go help Erin after this. For VOD watchers, she is incredibly sick at the moment. I told her when they talk about AoE 4, I will take a quick break. That looks pretty good. I wonder if you can combine the two. Wasn't there a game where you... Oh, he does the shocker, apparently. That's not really the shocker, though. Okay, that's way too dramatic.
I am here with
AoE
Director
4.
of World's
I will
Edge,
do it
Adam
now.
Eisgren.
I will be
Adam,
right back,
I'm so
chat.
excited to talk Age 4, of course, because you've brought something
I'm gonna step away and
a little
go help
different
out
and very special
Aaron.
today.
Yeah, I have. So,
Come on, Ollie.
so far
Let's
we've
go.
been showing
Let's go.
everyone kind of what Age looks like from in the game, you know, when you're playing it. You've gotten to see a lot of footage of that, and we've also shown a little bit of our campaigns, right, through when we unveiled the 100 Years' War and showed Joan of Arc. But we have yet another way in Age of Empires 4 that we're kind of bringing history to life that we haven't talked about yet.
See, you do this to me. You put me in suspense. I want to know more, so let's go with it.
Well,
Let's hear more.
Okay, wait, you get one moment of suspense. Okay, that's enough. So what we brought today is we have these wonderful little videos that we've created that are interspersed amongst the campaign, and they're about 3 to 5 minutes each. And we have over an hour of them total, and they're called Hands-on Histories. And what they are is a great way to like deep dive on certain fun subjects from the cultures we're representing and just from medieval history.
Excellent. Well, I hear you've actually brought one of those segments that you're going to share here for the very first time.
Yes, I have. We are going to show you the segment on one of the most popular units from Age of Empires franchise and a fan favorite, the trebuchet.
Excellent. Well, this I got to see. Let's take a look.
A counterweight trebuchet was the king of all siege engines. A catapult capable of smashing down castle walls from great distances. At Warwick Castle in England, they've built a replica, one of the largest in the world. Originating in 7th century China, by the 13th century, trebuchets had evolved into devastatingly powerful weapons.
Such a simple design, but so effective.
It has several key features. A pivoted arm with a weight at one end, and a sling to hold the projectile at the other. To prime, the 6-ton weight is raised using tread wheels.
So this is one of the wheels, one of 2 that's attached to an axle, which would lift the counterweight, weighing 6 tons. It's based on muscle power alone. What's essential about launching a projectile as far as possible is making sure that this end of the arm is moving as fast as possible. So once that weight drops, it really sends this point of the arm moving at its highest velocity.
This was done by positioning the pivot close to the counterweight and by launching the projectile from a sling. When released, the sling whips round, vastly increasing the launch speed. Trebuchets were carefully aimed, like modern guns.
In order to weaken the castle walls or even breach them, you had to make sure that the projectiles hit the same spot every single time.
For each projectile to follow the same trajectory, they all had to be the same weight and shape. To achieve this, masons used a gauge.
Now I'm going to load this projectile into the sling. Oh, this one must weigh about 25 kilograms, but some projectiles can get up to 150 kilograms.
What the fuck
That's the
is
weight
going
of two
on?
men.
What are we doing?
Trebuchets were also used to throw burning tar.
Is this the
beehives,
BBC? What are we
even
watching?
Dead bodies. Anything to cause maximum distress to the enemy.
Did you hear that whoosh?
It was the counterweight trebuchet's lethal combination of power and accuracy that made it the ultimate medieval siege weapon.
All right, that was a weird one. They built the biggest trebuchet replica. Sure,
you know
why
I'm
not?
gonna say trebuchet. Don't care, because that is awesome and remarkably unique, something you don't see in games very often.
Yeah, so, you know, one of the things when we were looking at what we were going to do with Age of Empires 4, there's a phrase I'm really fond of, which is, history is only as interesting as the people who taught it to you. And you could say that about any subject.
Chad, is
really,
that
right?
Destiny
But
2 Collector's
I think the great
Edition
thing
up?
is when
Asking
you have
for a
someone so
friend.
enthusiastic and passionate about history, it really comes across. And we
I'm
wanted to
asking for a
be
friend,
that
chat.
kind of teacher for history. And there's a phrase called humanized history that I use to kind of describe what we tried to do, which is we tried to like connect past and present. And you can see that kind of in our briefings as well, where we've got like real stuff with
was
like
very
CG
loud.
kind of overlaid to show you the history. And so for
Guys,
these,
I'm in queue.
we really wanted to do that same thing. So
Oh, wait, I got
ourselves
in.
and Relic partnered with this amazing group in the UK called Lion TV, and they've done production on an amazing amount of shows and documentaries for the BBC and won every award you can imagine for media. And they travel to all of these locations in all these different countries to meet with these subject matter experts and get all of this great footage on how things really worked and how things were made. And it's been delightful to kind of go through that process and, you know, get all these and finally start showing them to everyone.
I love it. Now, you also, of course, you've got a bunch, as you mentioned, of these hands-on history segments. Anything else that you can tell us fans about what we can expect, looking forward to? Any favorites you got coming up?
Oh, well, favorites. Oh, man. Well, I think my personal favorite is one called Medieval Surgery.
Okay.
And I'm going to let your imagination go with what we might show and what we might talk about in that one.
Yeah.
But the thing I love about them is that they go all over the place. So, you know, we've got ones on warfare and castle building and like how they kept flaming arrows from not going out when she shot them. And so
what? Did the stream go down? Yeah, this is their official feed and it's also fucked. Well, that's a little interesting. What do we do? YouTube's working?
for in the game, like we're history, but we're a game, but we're teaching you things, but you're having fun. And Finding that middle ground has been really challenging.
Oh, the stream came back up,
Every
chat.
time we've tried to show, we've shown the campaigns or we've shown these hands-on histories, I've been like, oh God, is it gonna work? Like, people gonna like this? And the great thing is so far, everyone that's really experienced the entire thing put together have just been like, wow, this is great. And it's so different and kind of cool and refreshing. So, so far so good, right? But yeah, it's been a journey, to get all this done and put the whole game together.
Well, I love that you mentioned Journey because we are coming towards the end of this development journey for Age 4. Talk to me about where people can find and learn more about Age of Empires 4. I know they're all chomping at the bit.
Oh, well, October 28th, we are launching the game. You can go to ageofempires.com to learn more about the title. And if you're really, really excited, right now, you can go onto the Microsoft Store or Steam, pre-order the game right now. And of course, we will be there day one, Xbox Game Pass for PC as well. So anyone that's on that can just grab the game and start playing. But
yes, I believe you are a part of something very special.
Yes, so Gamescom opening night.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, Xbox
11
is
a.m.
back.
Pacific
Hold
time. There might be something Age of Empires related in there. So if you're a fan, you probably should tune in.
Your stream looks like shit.
Look at Forza Horizon 5 with our friends at Playground Games. But now, let's catch up with Paris, who's gone from flying the skies in Microsoft Flight Sim to a different kind of cloud.
That's right, Kate. Xbox Cloud Gaming is already available on Windows PCs, mobile phones, and tablets. And now,
Dude,
it's
I
coming
can't
to Xbox
fucking
consoles.
check out.
The future with cloud gaming sounds bright. No waiting to install, no running out of hard drive space, no waiting to patch, and no buying a new console just to play with your friends. See how the vision of cloud gaming will bring people together without barriers.
So when I think about cloud and when I think about gaming, those two things together to me really show you the future where you can pick up something and you could play it anywhere and you could do it quickly.
Cloud gaming is phenomenal. This is pretty great. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
This actually looks so good.
Games are large and you want to keep the ones that you know you love on your hard drive. Xbox Cloud Gaming is about being able to discover the new ones right away. It's super exciting that for our Game Pass Ultimate members, they will get to experience Xbox Cloud Gaming on whatever console they have.
Cloud gaming is really about looking at how people play differently. I know me in particular, sometimes I just have 20 minutes.
It just says there's no shipping
It should
method.
be as easy as finding the game that you look for on your console and just jumping
What
right
does
in.
that
We're
even
targeting
mean?
1080p at 60 frames per second.
What's crazy about
Fucking
this
their
is like the
website is
latency.
shit.
This is the kind of stuff you need with cloud gaming.
Oh, 60 frames? That's actually very smooth.
The process itself to get into cloud gaming feels like you're playing on console, right? You go, you find the game you want, you press play.
It's so easy nowadays. You can pick up any device and pretty much play any Xbox game on Game Pass.
If my friends have titles that I don't have yet, I can just wait for them to send me an invite. It makes content just so much more accessible.
I really
Yeah, when
love
you go
the
to reset your
flexibility.
password,
It's
it just
awesome.
crashes.
Everything that Xbox is doing right now is just getting rid of the limits of having to be on a specific platform or a specific console, play on PC and mobile.
So far,
and
this
now
has been
on
about what
Gen
we
8.
expected,
Yeah,
chat.
Gen 8 consoles can play Gen 9 content. Isn't that so cool?
With cloud gaming, we have the ability, because you are connecting to consoles that are in our data centers, to allow the Gen 8 customers, the Xbox One customers, to play games that their hardware wouldn't have been able to play without it.
There's so much opportunity when it comes to thinking about how we can make content more readily
That guy,
available and
Cloud
let people
Games.
play where they want to. Sign me up. I'm ready for cloud gaming right now. Let's do it. When's the release date? When does it release?
August 9th saw the release of the free optimized update for Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice on the Xbox Series S and X. With beautiful and rich visuals, thanks to the addition of ray tracing and improved materials alongside performance updates, this is the perfect opportunity to relive Senua's journey or experience it for the first time. And if you haven't played this, do yourself a favor, grab a pair of headphones and immerse yourself into this world.
Agreed. Speaking of unique experiences on Game Pass, the Xbox Plays team will be taking a look at some ID at Xbox titles over the next few days, including 12 Minutes and The Big Con.
They're also talking with developers from Halo, the Master Chief Collection, Forza Horizon 5, and Destiny 2. So join the live Q&A to get your burning questions answered. You can catch all of those streams on twitch.tv/Xbox.
Chad, if you have burning
Speaking
questions.
of Forza Horizon 5, don't forget our friends at Playground Games will give us
Be
an
careful.
extended look at their monument to motoring in Mexico later on.
That includes never-before-seen areas of the game map, plus cars that have never been in the Forza franchise before. I've loved everything I've seen of Forza Horizon 5 so far, and I can't wait. Now, Kate, there's more games to check out, right?
Well,
Dude,
right,
I
you
can't
are,
ship-
Paris. Let's talk Wasteland
Oh my
3.
God, this
Their newest
fucking
DLC
Destiny
introduces us to a
checkout
new cult.
progress
The cult of the
is
Holy Detonation.
pissing me off.
The holy detonation is life. Deep within Cheyenne Mountain, we've changed. Devolved into the mutations you see before you. Set on a righteous path. The holy detonation's life-giving glow should be shared with everyone. May the light of the holy detonation purify you. Join us, Rangers.
Is that the first we've seen of that expansion?
With new patches, bug fixes, and added features, like fine wine, Wasteland 3 just gets better with age. To really savor the game's bouquet, we're talking with inXile game director David Rogers. David, thank you for joining us.
I'm super stoked to be here. Thanks.
So in the trailer, we saw that the DLC is coming out on October 5th, but we know, inXile, Wasteland 3, you guys have been working on this for a very long time. So can you kind of talk about that journey?
Yeah, our dev team has been working nonstop full tilt, trying to make Wasteland 3 the best version of itself it could be. Over the past year since its release,
guy is
we've
fucking
added features, we've balanced, we've
energized.
listened to the community, we've fixed bugs, added stability.
Also,
and I really think
puts on
that the
great
version that we
magic
have now
shows
is the
in Las
absolute
Vegas.
best version of the game. And if you've never played it before, now's an awesome time to jump in.
Well, congratulations on everything that you've been doing with Wasteland
Thanks.
3. Now, this DLC is called The Cult of the Holy Detonation. Now, talk about that a little bit. Tell me what's going to go into this DLC. What should we be excited about?
Right. So you've heard of Cheyenne Mountain, right?
Yes.
For those who haven't, Cheyenne Mountain is this top secret military complex buried deep in the heart of Cheyenne Mountain in the middle of Colorado. It's designed to outlast a nuclear winter.
Yeah.
And so when you hit level 16, an old friend calls you and says, hey, I need your help securing this secret military base and all the secrets within. And as soon as you get there, you find two warring cults battling over supremacy, trying to take control of the Holy Detonation, which is this pre-war science experiment that they worship as a god.
Yeah.
And, these cultists are insane, they're mutated, they've gone totally mad, and all they want to do is share the holy radiation with you and your entire ranger team. How generous.
Yeah, that sounds a lot cooler than some of the cults I may have joined in the past. But this is typical Wasteland fashion. We're really going to be able to get in there and mix it up, right?
Right. So you and your ranger team insert yourself right smack dab in the middle of their holy
not a
war,
good
which, what could go wrong?
Yeah.
Not a
And
good
this is a
one.
Wasteland game, so you decide everything. Choice and consequence is our bread and butter. And so you decide who lives, who dies, who gets screwed over, who takes charge. You're deciding the fate of the cults, the Holy Detonation, Cheyenne Mountain, and ultimately all of Colorado. This is really your game to craft and mold.
That's awesome. So the last expansion was the Battle of Steeltown, right? Yeah. You had giant robots and things like that. So, what are you going to do to actually top something like that from the last expansion?
Right. So we wanted like returning players to find something that they could never find in another version or like in previous versions of Wasteland 3. And so we built this as a Wasteland style dungeon crawl. And in there you find this awesome mix of mystery, exploration. You're meeting these crazy cultists who have been locked in this like pre-war time capsule, and some of the raddest boss battles we have ever been able to build in a Wasteland game.
That's awesome. I want to get back to the crazy cultists, but talk to me about these big boss battles. I want to hear more about that.
Right. So we took the best parts of Wasteland combat and we breathed new life into it with objective-based combat, which are basically super rad boss battles. It's no longer you're like huddling in a corner, throwing down turrets, just going on murderous rampages. It's not about killing, it's about getting the job done.
Away,
so
Daily,
now
what'd you miss?
combat doesn't
Nothing,
end
really.
until the mission
They
is
built the
over. We send you on proper combat missions. You're in there breaking into prisons, rescuing POWs. You're disrupting these high-tech cultist rituals. You are splitting your fire team and coordinating like you never have had to before. Like everyone on your team has a job, and I really think this is going to take old players who know their Ranger team like the back of their hands, and it's going to make them scratch their head and really have to rethink how they go about combat and making it new, exciting, and challenging in a like mentally in a way we haven't been able to really do before with just straight up murder combat.
Now, Wasteland has a reputation for getting a little silly.
Right.
What are some of the weird
Also,
characters
Paris
we
is
can
in a cult.
expect in some of the story encounters we'll see in the game?
Yeah, with Cult of the Holy Detonation, we really got to cut our devs loose and just let them be creative and fun and silly. Like Exile's modus operandi is if we're like brainstorming and something makes us laugh, we just put it in the game. That's just how we do it, and we pick up the pieces afterwards. Because we want to make something that entertains us, and then we know if we're having fun, our fans are going to have fun along with us. And so we got to explore, like really letting you get deep into this like weird radiation cult, and let you interact with them and talk with them, and tell stories and like maybe even join them. And so like for instance, one of the characters you meet, one of the first cultists you meet, is this slathering beast. He's got like claws and fangs and spikes jutting out, and he's drooling, but he's like the nicest guy in Cheyenne Mountain. Like you meet him and he's like, hey guys, you should like come in here and like soak up some of these rads, it'll be great. And he Sherpas you in and lets you meet the whole cult. And another one of my favorites is the Proteus. He's what you get if you took like 20 cultists and you like melted them into a big pile, kind of like I would do this with like a magnifying glass. I would like melt like army guys and like GI Joes into a big pile, and he's wet and sloppy and gross, and he's hard to understand, and he needs a translator supposedly, but he's like your #1 fan, and getting to build like this totally out there wild extreme character was a ton of fun to write for. It's a ton of fun to like explore like what makes this cult tick, and he's an absolute blast. Hell, even some of the weapons that you find in Cheyenne Mountain, they're devolved cultists. Like there's one guy and he kind of devolved into this like vomiting bagpipe creature, and he has this real like kill me vibe about him. But we get to play with these fun body horror themes that let us jackknife between sort of like dark and serious and like goofy and funny, which is a line that Wasteland really loves to ride. Like, you know, a lot of really important stuff is at stake, but you know, the Wasteland's a pretty bizarre place.
One of the funniest experiences,
now,
by the way,
we
chat,
talked before, you've been working on Wasteland 3 for a while.
is
there's
the Destiny 2
that are out there.
story
Say I'm a new player.
experience
Say I'm
is
watching
just
this right
like
now,
the
and I'm
Destiny
like,
2
man, I wanna get into
experience on
Wasteland
launch
3.
day.
What would you
Shit
suggest
just
for new
doesn't
players
work.
wanting to get into this?
And like I said at the top, like Wasteland is like the best version of itself right now because of all the work we put into it over the past year.
Very good.
And so you can get the whole thing with the Colorado collection. That's the base game plus Cult of the Holy Detonation and Battle of Steeltown, all for a discount. Or if you have Game Pass, you already have Wasteland 3. Just download it and play it, and then you can get both expansions with the expansion pass.
That is awesome. Now, to kind of recap this a little bit, we've talked about, you know, spewing pus bags and these weird characters and the cults and the boss battles and all these really cool things that are going to be in Wasteland 3. But please remind everyone before we get out of here, when can you pick up this DLC?
Right, this Work of Passion, it comes out on October 5th. We're really stoked.
That is awesome. So this is the Cult of the Holy Detonation.
Cult of the Holy
Detonation coming October 5th. David, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Barish. Appreciate it.
All right. In the 3 years since its launch, Sea of Thieves has played host to some incredible crossovers, including unique ship sets inspired by games like Battletoads, State of Decay, Halo, and more. Today, we're excited to announce a brand new special event that will award players an all-new ship as a part of the latest wild crossover heading to Sea of Thieves. Better yet, this event begins tomorrow. So get ready to make some mayhem, and let's get our first look at this very special ship.
Is that a Borderlands ship? What the fuck? Does it do magic tricks?
Guten Tag, everyone. Really cool to be a part of this all-digital Gamescom event. And we were thinking, what's the best way to kind of celebrate Gamescom and to be a part of this as Sea of Thieves? And so we're really excited to reveal that we're bringing the Mayhem ship set that you've just seen, a really, really cool ship that's inspired by Borderlands, into Sea of Thieves. And we're giving all of our players a chance to earn it during kind of the Gamescom time period. So it's been really cool to work with the Borderlands team to bring this ship to life, and giving all of our players the chance to earn it as part of this live event that we've cunningly titled Mayhem. You might notice the link. So you can probably guess the kind of activities that are involved, but if you head to Larina at any of the outposts in the Sea of Thieves world, she'll be able to fill you in on the details of what you need to go do to earn the ship set. So we hope everybody gets a chance to take part in this awesome time-limited event. So it starts today, and it runs through to September the 7th. So that's the time period you've got to get your hands on the Mayhem ship set. And I think that's it from me. So, as always, I will see you on the seas.
I'm just trying to order this fucking thing.
Hope. It's always been a dangerous world in Trumbull Valley. But now, it's hope that brings us back together. It reunites old friends. It builds new bonds. And in the face of a growing threat, hope.
I don't think this is. Isn't this just stated Decay?
Weapon we have.
I think it's just like an expansion or update.
Welcome back to Trumbull Valley.
Okay. I remember that game was buggy as a motherfucker.
Well, just like zombies themselves, it seems everything old is new again in State of Decay 2. And we have a guest to walk us through this Undead update. Please join me in welcoming Undead Labs Director of Communications, Wanda Russell. Hello, Wanda, how are you?
Hello, I'm great. It's great to be here, talk about the Homecoming update releasing on September 1st. We are very excited to get this into players' hands.
You are indeed. So let's talk about the Homecoming update. Obviously, we are coming back to Trumbull Valley. We were there for Heartland, the update, back in 2019.
She is a very good host.
And I'll sit right here and listen because you're adorable.
So Heartland is the story mode within the game, but it's a very linear, narrative-driven experience. You know, players couldn't move their communities there. So that's all changed with the Trumbull Valley map. It is the 5th core open world map. It's fully remastered, and it expands into 2 territories that were completely inaccessible in Heartland. So players can return to Trumbull Valley with their communities, start new communities there, and really start exploring everything that the new map has to offer.
So then, would Homecoming be a sequel then to Heartland?
Yeah, exactly right. So the events in Heartland kind of play out. You see what happens in Trumbull Valley. So we think of it as the third part of our Trumbull saga that began with the original State of Decay game, continued into Heartland, and now we see what has happened since then and what storylines might be coming to a close. So there is a lot for players to discover, a lot of environmental storytelling to find, and things have changed. So this isn't the Trumbull Valley that players might remember. So that's going to be exciting.
Interesting. Well, and anytime you expand something like Trumbull Valley, you just have to have a juggernaut of content, pun intended.
All right.
Talk to me a little bit about what some of those things are that players can get in on here now in the expanded Trumbull Valley.
Yes, a ton of new content. In fact, we're doing something unique with the Trumbull Valley map. There are items there that you can only find on that map and nowhere else in the game, including 12 new hats and outfits, 10 new very cool weapons. We've got 6 new bases, 2 new achievements for achievement hunters. And on top of that, we are adding the game's 12th bounty pack. So that will be available from the bounty broker across all maps. And I have to say, they are some of the coolest weapons I have ever seen go into the game. I'm so excited for people to find them.
A juggernaut amount of content, and I don't care who sees that second ton of the day. That works out great. Well, let's talk about the State of Decay community, because it's absolutely an integral part to this entire franchise. And State of Decay being on Xbox Game Pass, how has that impacted the community? How has that impacted the game? Talk to me about those.
It's been fantastic, and we have an amazing community. We love them so much. In fact, one of the reasons we're doing Trumbull Valley as a map is because it was one of the most requested features from the community, which also makes it very exciting for us to be able to say, we did it, you get it. And we have a major milestone that we're celebrating. State of Decay 2 has 10 million lifetime players.
10 million lifetime hang your hat on that. I absolutely love that. That
really Game Pass is a hell of a thing, chat.
Congratulations to you and the entire team at Undead Labs, man. Fantastic work. Well, speaking of Xbox Game Pass, let's give me the deets one more time when it comes to the update.
So the update releases September 1st. It's a free update for all State of Decay 2 owners, and it's included with Xbox Game Pass. Happy homecoming.
I love it. Thank you, Wonder, very much.
My pleasure.
Now we move from Trumbull Valley to the Lost Valley of Akria. This mystical location trades zombies for ancient warrior clans, forgotten temples of long-dead god kings, and a healthy dose of hack and slash. All this awaits in Strayblade.
What is Strayblade? Oh, 505 Games. Oh, fuck, it's a Dark Souls game. This looks like Kingdoms of Amalur. And I don't know if that's a good thing. Huh, that was very fast. That was cool.
In Strayblade, you discover the mystical lost valley of Akria, a world which ranges from overgrown temple ruins to frozen caves and winding canyons. A game world that changes based on your victories and plenty of dudes to stab in blade-to-blade combat. If that weren't enough,
stabbing
you even
dudes.
get a fuzzy little pal to help you out.
If you know what I'm
Between
saying.
the epic fights and this small guy, there's clearly a lot going on here. So let's hear more from Point Blank Games about Strayblade.
Hello everybody, I'm Leonard Kausch, Game Director at Point Blank Games, and today I will show you Strayblade.
I keep thinking they're saying Straight Blade.
Strayblade is an action RPG where you play a rogue adventurer who's exploring
I guess it makes
the
sense
ancient
for a
valley
sequel.
of
You can go
Akria
curved
with his
blade.
companion, a witty wolf named Boji.
Rounded
Unveil the history
blade,
of the Forgotten
sharpened
Valley,
blade
master the
for
powers
the
of the three
Game of the Year
Akrian
edition.
metals to restore balance to this war-torn land.
That.
Beyblade for
That is
the
the hat,
animated
as well as
movie.
The flag.
Combat and exploration are the two key elements of our game. Let's dive into the combat first. Our combat system merges strategic anticipation of enemy attacks with split-second blade-to-blade reactions. It is the high noon of skill-based melee weapon combat. To achieve that, we put our hearts into creating fluid, well-readable
It's a new way of
animations
saying
and
Dark
epic
Souls
cinematic
combat.
finishes. You can choose from multiple weapon categories that can be combined to fit your playstyle. Now, let's take a look at the exploration.
Emroy
Akria's
gifted
colorful
4
world
subs.
ranges from
I don't
overgrown
think that's
city
going to work
ruins
out
to
like you
frozen
think it is,
caves
though.
and winding canyons. Together with your companion, explore the deepest corners of an
I would go
ever-changing
gift
world,
those to
bristling with adventure.
Annie if you want to gift
Every
it,
discovery
if you want to
holds
mount.
treasure. Find rare materials, recipes,
Thank you, though.
weapons, lore pieces, and beautiful
Also,
places.
message Twitch to get a
Change
refund.
is part of your journey, where every victory impacts the world around you. When you die, time keeps moving forward. Enemies can't stay dead. New foes invade camps that you weakened. And when Boji revives you, only one thing is certain. The change you brought shapes what now awaits you. And of course, get ready for epic boss fights.
Can a deer really be an epic boss fight?
We hope you enjoyed the first look at Stray, which will be out next year. And keep an eye on our social media channels for more information.
The mount ends at the top of the hour? No, I know it ends in 7 minutes.
Next up, one of the most unique games finally comes
In the
to
first
Xbox.
boss in Valheim, a deer?
Unique. As in, my evil twin murdered 4 of my husbands because they secretly are in love with me. Unique.
In case that didn't tip you off, we're talking about Crusader Kings III, the medieval grand strategy and role-playing game that has you trying to defend your royal line from those that would conquer your kingdom, and evil twins, apparently.
Yeah. It's coming to Xbox as an adaptation, not a direct port, meaning that the UI and controls have been refined to bring that grand strategy experience to a controller.
Not to mention bringing the grand strategy experience to my comfy living room couch.
We'll all be ruling from our throne room soon enough. Check out Crusader Kings III
#GIFable.
now, coming to Xbox consoles.
Why the fuck is there a snake and a baby thing?
My son, we must never forget the crimes committed against us.
Europe is fucked.
Your father sought his glorious revenge and failed. He never understood.
You don't keep your snakes with the baby? No, I keep them on a plane.
Are won with weddings, not warriors. With daggers, not swords. Only the small-minded measure success across the span of a single life. The real game is played across generations. You see, real strategy requires cunning.
They didn't say Game Pass. Never mind.
Crusader Kings III is wild. You really haven't lived until you've made an 8-year-old the King of England.
Well, it's nice to have hobbies. We've all gotten into some weird stuff this past year.
Weird like diving into people's brains and exploring their mental universes projected into a psychedelic 60s wonderland?
Now we're fucking talking, chat.
Exactly that kind of weird, which means I am so excited for Psychonauts to finally get a sequel. It has been so long.
There really is something special about Psychonauts, isn't it?
There really is indeed. Now, think about this. 2005, when Psychonauts originally came out, was a different time for gaming. Most of the biggest games that year, we're talking Resident Evil 4, Battlefield 2, Call of Duty 2. They were great games, for sure. But they were all big.
They made a second one of those?
Meanwhile, Psychonauts had humor, whimsy, and surprisingly heartfelt moments. It was an oasis of color and humanity in an era when games were increasingly turning grimy, dark, and combative.
Not to mention having some deceptively deep character moments.
That's why the original is considered a cult classic.
It has been a long time coming, and it is finally
Hey, I played this
here.
game yesterday. We're
Enjoy
going to play
this
it later
long-awaited
today.
launch trailer for
It's
Psychonauts.
very fucking good. By the way, BT dubs.
Well, this shouldn't take too long.
It was hilarious.
With psychic power.
They did a James Bond trailer.
My name is Raz, and I'm the new intern. And today is my first day on the job.
How many hours is it? Like 20? This is all first level stuff.
Did you forget everything I taught you about levitation, Rasputin?
I'm not supposed to
turn
check
up.
out equipment to interns.
You did what?
This is a platformer game, probably.
Can't we just...
No. Quit picking on the new kid. We were all new once, in case you forgot.
I've got eyes on the target. And I've got eyes on me.
All I see is another unruly peasant.
Oh boy.
When man do misfires, turns our world on its side. Only one man can save us.
I think Psychonauts 2 will win over Game of the Year over Ratchet and Clank. Hard to say. I haven't finished it.
The first time the Psychonauts underestimated Maligula's power.
They're different games.
Leave it to me.
I've definitely laughed a lot more at Psychonauts, and I've only played for like 4 hours.
Well, it's clear I could not be more excited for Psychonauts 2 because I gotta be honest, me and that original game, we got some beef that needs settling. If you know, you know, the meat circus level, it is infamous, it is brutal, it is difficult to say the least. It's the final level of the original game that came out, and I cannot believe I'm doing the math on this one. 16 years ago, Tim Schafer and Lizette T-Tree Montgomery, I am definitely dating myself, but you all welcome from Double Fine Productions. Thank you so much for being here. Tim, can you believe it has been 16 years? I almost said 19 years.
There you go, Killian.
Yeah, it feels like only yesterday, but it kind of was for Raz because the story picks up right where the first game left off. And even though it has been a lot of years, it's a game that matters a lot to us. We really love it here at Double Fine, and we know that a lot of fans, it meant a lot to them. And so we really want to be true to the spirit of the first game, which we were able to do because we brought back a lot of the same voice actors, and we also have a lot of people on the team here that worked on the first game, as well as bringing on a bunch of new people like Lisette.
Thank you. It was really important for us to carry the legacy forward, especially the cool style of Wonk that is very prevalent in the first game.
Style of Wonk. Just put it on a shirt. I'm in there for it. Let's roll it back a bit. Of course, this can be kind of a trippy idea if you're not familiar. Psychonauts, they still jump into people's minds, I'm assuming, like the first game, right? So if a Psychonaut sort of dove into my brain, it would be like a lot of Ted Lasso quotes and French Bulldog memes. Am I correct, Tim?
Yeah, that's what's fun about a Psychonauts game is that all the levels are different, just like every person is different, based on their personality. If you could jump into someone's mind, what would it look like in there? What would be the color of the sky, and like who would the monsters be? And in Psychonauts, you get to do that because Raz has the power of astral projection. And when he goes in, he gets to fight those monsters and help people deal with their nightmares and wrestle with their inner demons.
Was that Cloud statue worth the money?
And there's a lot of anything goes. We can go to any location, we can have any art style, and coming up with new levels for the second game was really fun to do.
Well, I loved it from the first game, certainly. Let's talk a little bit about how that kind of concept expresses itself in the game world. I mean, Psychonauts 2 has got it all over the place, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was really important for us to carry forward the unique brain worlds and unique levels from the first game and the unique style as well. So we were really focused on how we could bring forward that style in Wonk and also bring in new levels and enemies.
Now, of course, it wouldn't be Psychonauts without new mental demons, and I'm sure it's happening in Psychonauts 2. What does this mean? Does it mean basically is that we're finally able to slap COVID anxiety in the face?
Whoa.
Well, I don't know if you get to slap anxiety in your face, but you definitely get to slap some panic attacks, and COVID definitely caused a lot of those. In addition to panic attacks, some of our old enemies have also come back. Our sensors are our favorites, and they're definitely here. And in addition to that, we also have our doubts. And some new enemies. There's our lovely sensor. Also, some regrets, some flying regrets. They're our ranged enemy, and they definitely are challenging. Our doubts are our slow, sticky melee enemy. You're also seeing our enabler here. He is our, it energizes our whole combat troop. So we have a whole cast that you can battle and fight with.
Including the new bad mood.
Including the bad mood.
Which is
it's an electric storm of feelings that you have to fight.
Now, for those who haven't played the original, available now on Xbox Game Pass, by the way, wink. Tim, why is Raz so good at rummaging through brains?
Raz is, he has some very special skills. He has two whole sets of skills, one being the acrobatic skills he learned growing up in the circus. He can balance on tightropes, jump on trampolines, swing on trapezes, and that helps him navigate and get around to all kinds of interesting places. But he also has this other side to his personality, which is that he's a powerful psychic. So he can levitate objects, he can use telekinesis and pyrokinesis.
Ooh, I haven't seen that place.
He has these powers, which people might recognize from the first game, as well as 3 new powers for the second game. He has the ability to mentally connect thoughts together, and he can connect 2 thoughts and actually connect 2 thoughts together to solve puzzles and to navigate in this
I haven't
game.
seen those other
He has the
abilities.
power of time bubble, which is just change and slow down how things are moving by changing people's perception of time. And he also has the power of projection, which allows him to pull an archetype, a personality, out of his unconscious mind and bring it into the world that he's in, like a companion in battle or in puzzle solving.
But let's talk about the story for a second, because as the original Psychonauts, we saw Raz training to be part of an organization, and now perhaps he's part of a whole organization at this point. And are there other brain agents, other Psychonauts out there that maybe grew up in a completely different circus?
Yeah, we have a lot of new characters in this game.
We do. We have a lot of new characters in this game. As soon as Raz arrives on the headquarters, he immediately gets introduced to the interns. And the interns quickly tell him and show him how he fits into the organization.
The bottom.
They're right down at
Right
the
at
bottom.
Yeah, so earn his way back to the top again. He's no longer the coolest kid in summer camp. And much to his chagrin, his entire family, his entire embarrassing circus clothes wearing family comes to visit him in front of all his new friends. And so the interns find out that he's the awkward middle child of a circus family. Each one of them has their own quirks and foibles, and some of them are even psychic. And so a lot of their story gets told in this game, including their backstory and how it relates to the foundation of the Psychonauts themselves.
Well, I like that. And of course, as you might know already, I'm sold. But you, of course, already knew that. When can myself and the rest of the world exact some beefy, meaty revenge?
You can get back to the beef and play Psychonauts 2 on August 25th on Xbox Game Pass and PC.
There it is.
That's
Lizette,
tomorrow, chat.
Tim from Double Fine, thank you so much. And you know what? Extend a huge congratulations to everyone at Double Fine on the launch of Psychonauts 2.
Thank you so much. We're very excited.
Thank you.
And you can catch more of Tim Schafer and ask him those burning questions about the newest game in the fan favorite franchise in our Xbox Play stream tomorrow. But first, we're going from cleaning out mental cobwebs to cleaning up alien planets.
Got about,
in
what,
this
25
supremely
minutes?
satisfying 4K 60 trailer for The Gunk.
Oh, this looks interesting. This is from the SteamWorld guys, yeah. We've only seen one trailer about this.
I'm pretty sure the ship's insurance won't cover alien storm damage. You have to be careful out there.
The Gunk's eating everything here.
All their other games have been 2D, by the way.
When the Gunk's gone.
This is their first 3D game. Yeah, it looks great. Whoa.
Max. Oh, please, Max.
That looks cool. They talked a little bit about Age of Empires. They also built a trebuchet, and that was that.
We have talked about so many incredible games today, and it's hard to pick a favorite, but let me just say, it is so cool that State
Are
of
they gonna
Decay 2
mention
is
Halo
expanding
at all, you
Trumbull
guys
Valley.
think?
Come on. And hey, you know what? Great job on that flight sim interview.
Oh, thank you. I mean, talking to Jorg is always a blast, and Flight Sim is such a special game to me because, I mean, it's literally letting me travel the world. But I was staring daggers of jealousy watching you talk to Tim and Lizette over at Double Fine.
Well, I will say this, I understand, but you got to play Psychonauts 2 already, so I don't even want to hear it.
That's true, but it's not the same as talking to the creators. Just trust me when I tell you, be excited for Psychonauts 2.
I will say this as well, I am excited to see even more of Psychonauts 2 on our Xbox Plays streams.
Yes, don't forget, Xbox Plays will recap all the week's news throughout the week at twitch.tv/Xbox. So make sure to check that out. Before Kate and I let Playground Games take the wheel, let me just say that it has been our distinct pleasure to chat games and nerd out with everyone today.
Oh, it's hands down the best part of the job, for sure.
But we're far from done here.
Too true. Now, in June, Playground Games announced that Forza Horizon 5, the
Is
highly
the
anticipated
last 20
follow-up
minutes
to 2018's
Forza?
breakout hit open-world driving game Forza Horizon 4, arrives on November 9th on Xbox consoles, Xbox Game Pass for console, PC, and cloud, and of course, Steam.
And if you're watching
It's
our
very
Xbox
underwhelming
YouTube
for how much
channel,
they hyped it up.
switch over to our
They
Xbox
literally
Twitch
said
channel
we're
to
setting
see all this new
expectations and not
exclusive
hyping this up
And
on
that
Twitter,
is
though. What are you
twitch.tv
talking about?
/Xbox for the full vroom vroom experience. And if you're already watching on Twitch or one of the Forza channels, stay right where you are.
Without further ado, let's dive in, starting with the new custom Forza Horizon 5 controller, which is available for pre-order today, so players can have it in hand by November 9th when the standard edition of the game launches.
Forza trailer, at least. Wait, is this a controller reveal? The fuck? That is a that is a interesting looking controller. Time to buy Erin another controller. She doesn't buy these. She gets sent these controllers.
Charlie here, and I'm at Playground Games with Forza Horizon creative director Mike Brown and Forza Horizon art director Don Arcetta. Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Charlie.
Hey, Charlie.
Hello.
How cool is this?
That is stunning. Look at that. Well, we obviously just saw a really cool video about it, and I'll be the first to say there is an amazing influence of Mexican car culture and music literally splayed right across the front. Isn't that right?
Absolutely.
Splayed
It just
is
feels
such a
like
good
it's
word.
a part of the Horizon Festival, like it's just dropped out of the game into your lap.
Absolutely.
Absolutely love it.
And there's so much we do want to show the fans, and it's been quite difficult to decide where to start. So can you maybe tell us a bit more about the game, Mike?
Sure, yeah. So Forza Horizon 5 is bringing the Horizon Festival's unique brand of fun and freedom to beautiful and vibrant Mexico. Players are going to set out across the largest, most diverse open world we've
Wonder
ever
what they're gonna
built
talk
in
about here.
hundreds of the world's most beautiful and exciting cars.
Yeah, and people think that Mexico is just a desert or a beach, but there's so much more to it, isn't there?
That's right. Even though it does have pretty awesome beaches and a number of amazing deserts, it also has vast canyons, hidden temples, awesome, beautiful historic cities, and even a towering snow-capped volcano, the highest point we've ever had in a Horizon game.
So you've talked about how Forza Horizon 5 showcases powerful, all-new graphical features, but what more can you tell us about that?
So yeah, our Mexican HDR sky captures really illuminate the world to the point where you feel like you're really there. And thanks to the Xbox Series X and S, ray tracing is utilized in Forza Vista to really make our cars look more true to real life. You'll encounter the smallest of details as you travel throughout the world, all rendered in striking realism.
Oh, that's such an exciting overview. I cannot wait. And next up is something we know that Forza Horizon fans have definitely been waiting for the most. Mike, what exactly is that?
Yeah, that's right. We are about to reveal the cover of Forza Horizon 5, featuring the incredible Mercedes AMG 1 and the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands. Should we take a look?
Let's do it, yeah.
Now, I wonder why you would buy a $3 million house and not buy that car, you know? I would have just bought the car. He already owns a Tesla. He can't keep getting away with it. Is that the cover? Wait a minute, what's the cover?
Now, those are two very different ways to explore Mexico. So what I want to
Wait,
know is
what?
why those two cars were chosen and what players can expect when
That
they
was the cover?
Yeah, so those differences are exactly why we chose them. The Mercedes-AMG 1 marks the first time a car features Formula One hybrid technology almost one-to-one from track to the street. And with the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands, that's primed for rugged off-roading across Mexico's vast terrain.
And I'm certain people can't wait to see more of what
They
these
put
cars
a
can
car
do
on
in the
the
game. So I
cover?
don't think we should keep them waiting any longer. Mike, can you tell us about what we're about to see next?
Yes, so in a few moments' time, we'll be kicking off a Forza Horizon 5 Let's Go stream, and everybody should check that out for a big deep dive into loads of new content and features from Forza Horizon 5. But
I
before
looked
that, we
over
have
at
8
Ollie,
minutes of brand
and for
new
some reason,
gameplay, where we're
he was
gonna
on
see
his
both
back
the
with
Mercedes
all of his
AMG
paws
1 and
stretched
the
out into the
2021
air
Ford
and
Bronco
just
Badlands.
dead
And in
fucking
typical
staring at me
Horizon
the entire
fashion,
time.
we are going to see active volcanoes, cars
really
jumping
fun.
out of cargo planes, and a race under beautiful Mexican skies all the way to the Horizon Festival. Should we check it out?
I think we should.
Wait a minute. They got clearance from Ford to drop a Bronco out of the back of a plane? Okay.
Bienvenidos a Mexico.
Here we take control of the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands.
It's kinda
atop the
DMCA-able
towering,
right here.
Snow-capped Gran Caldera volcano.
See you on the other side.
Who's gonna actually brake?
Follow that car. Past me.
I'm definitely gonna have to delete this VOD.
There might be a little bit of traffic ahead. Watch out for that.
I'll never understand the car festival thing in Forza.
Making new friends, eh? You go enjoy yourself. I have to go make another delivery.
Here's the Mercedes.
Approaching. Lovely day for a drive.
Wait, no, is that the Mercedes one?
So now
No,
we see
that's
the
a Corvette,
2020
yeah.
Corvette Stingray tearing up the asphalt.
It's a 2020
towards a dust
Corvette
storm in the
Stingray,
Mexican
guys,
farmland.
in case you didn't know. I'm a car guy. And I know that that's a Corvette. The one that I just mentioned and didn't forget from 5 seconds ago. I think that's a Volkswagen. Are you buying it, the car or the game?
Okay. There's no other way around. We've got to go through it.
Both? Yeah. Yeah.
For the eye of the storm.
Did we just go to the Middle East? Is this now a Hollywood film? They put the sepia tone filter on it. What are we dropping now?
Okay, on my mark. 5, 4. 4 now, that's fine.
Oh, those flamingos are dead. DMCA.
Touchdown! scratch. The jungle
It's a
awaits.
Porsche.
Next up is the Porsche 911 Desert Flyer, crashing through the dense jungle tree canopy.
Flamingos.
They have a BR mode in Porsche. I mean, in Forza. It's a very pretty looking game. My problem with playing Forza is that in order to fully get into a racing game of any type for me, Burnout has trained my brain that you need really, really good music that's most likely going to be DMCA-able, playing very loudly at the same time. And if I don't have that, I'm immediately bored. Did you call that a Porsche? Yeah, that's a Porsche. That's the name of the... You don't know what a Porsche is? They're like super famous. They have like the 11.9 and the Camaro.
You're not gonna believe your eyes when you see this. Keep going.
Those flamingos are definitely dead. Also, that car would roll like 1,000 times. What are we gonna drop now? Oh shit.
This is the final drop. The whole festival is waiting.
We're dropping the supercar.
Go, go, go!
I don't think physics would work out that way. But you know.
And on the final leg, we have the stunning Mercedes AMG 1 at full speed across Mexico's sun-baked rocky coast.
I bet you that's a lot of fun to play.
Mexico. We've already had cars falling out of the sky, but all eyes are on the superstar making.
See what I'm saying? Like, this music is pretty dog shit, but I'm still getting like pretty excited to race this car while this music is playing. Like, the sense of speed is there, and it's fun with awful music. Imagine if you had good music.
Get ready for the biggest Horizon adventure of your life.
Look at that sense of speed. It's incredible. Now imagine if you could wreck right now and start flipping and hitting cars and getting points for hitting those cars. It'd be incredible.
So strap yourselves in, Horizon. I've seen this driver before, and trust me, they know how to make it.
Did they just beat the plane? I mean, that's pretty cool. That was pretty cool. All right, we're not going to watch the Forza Horizon Let's Go stream, but if you do want to take part in that, that's over at twitch.tv/Xbox. That's it for Gamescom. The big show is tomorrow. The big show's tomorrow. We're going to be watching that with Drop Frames and Dan's Gaming joining us. That'll start at... Drop Frames will start at normal time, 1 p.m. Eastern. The actual show will start at 1:30 p.m. Eastern with Kyle Bozeman. He's got 6 world premieres and a little 30-minute thing. And then at 2 p.m. Eastern is when Opening Night Live starts with Jeff Keighley. They've kind of talked about some things that are going to be there, but We'll cover that in just a little bit on JPNN. And then watch any trailers that we have not seen yet during trailer time. Although there might not be a reason for trailer time today. We'll figure it out once we do JPNN. Thank you for joining us. Not the biggest conference thing. You know, Gamescom, I think, has always been a little bit weird. And COVID makes it even weirder. In a lot of ways, it does smell better, though. So that's always a good thing. The fact that it's not puke-inducing. But, yeah, that's that. Thanks for watching. We've got 4 demons coming up, as chat's reminding me as well during trailer time. Maybe that's all trailer time is today, is just demons. Who could say? For now, though, we're going to get out of here and go do JPN. Thank you for watching here on the Xbox Gamescom 2021 stream. We'll see you for JPNN here in just a little bit. Bye.